Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, Chapter 95. When we last left our heroes, Laxus and Gajiel had just been warped to the Labyrinth of Dogra by Celine, who sort of lets everyone in on what exactly is going on here. Specifically, that she has 7 members of Diabolos, Team Skullion, and the 4 Dark Dragon Slayer Knights. They're in the Labyrinth, and then the 7 Fairy Tail members will go to the Labyrinth. They will have to find the heart of Eleftheria, wipe out the other team, and bring it back to fight Celine, or Celine will take the heart from them, or there'll be a conflict at that point, of course. Celine warps Eleftheria himself away so he can't kill himself to end the game, and then warps Fairy Tail into the Labyrinth. We see a bit of the various pairings of the Fairy Tail characters. In my favorite bit, we see a swap of Dragon Slayer and Xseed between Wendy and Gajiel, as Wendy is now with Panther Lily, and Gajiel is with Carla, which will shortly lead to some fun interactions. Gray and Urza are together, and Natsu and Happy quickly find Lucy, who has been stuck in a wall that Natsu can't destroy, and so they can't quite work out how to save her until Haku, one of the Dark Dragon Slayer Knights, a little kid one, appears, and turns Lucy into a plush doll. And that's where we leave off. Let's jump right on into Chapter 95, Plush Doll, which, you know, fits what's going on with Lucy. Our picture here is the 3 main girls of Team Natsu, Lucy, Urza, and Wendy, lying in a whole, pool of plushies with various characters from throughout Majima history. We can see Ruby from Brave Master. We can see Griffin Kato from Brave Master. Michael from Eden Zero is down there. I think Urza's resting her head on Nakajima. We see a little plush Natsu, Gemini. It's a nice little throwback to just how many mascot characters and Natsu Majima has come up with over the years. Anyway, we open where we left off with Lucy freshly turned into a little plush doll, like Sackboy from Little Big Planet. Wait, what is this? And Natsu and Happy react, she became a plush doll! And Haku just sort of beams. See? She was able to get out of the wall, right? But Lucy just, weakly flails her little doll arms. What in the world is this? And Haku just teases, cute, right? And Natsu snaps, turn Lucy back to normal. Huh? But she became cute with considerable effort. And Happy tries to, rein Natsu back. Natsu, be careful! He said he's one of the Dark Dragon Slayer Knights. He might be just as strong as Suzaku. Wait, is Haku a boy? I assume that Haku was a girl. Translator note we do have. It doesn't specify that Haku is a boy or girl, but the character uses Boku, which typically males use. It's extremely rare for a girl to use Boku as the first person pronoun. So for now, let's assume Haku is a boy. All right, okay. Natsu reacts, even though he's this small. And Happy tells him, there are lots of people who are strong, right? And Natsu flashes back to Mavis and Makarov and Lily, who's not really that strong when he's small. But okay, Natsu sort of acknowledges that. Point taken. And Haku sort of turns to tease Natsu. Hey buddy, your eyes look scary. And Natsu snaps, shut up. But it's alright. I'm sure you'll be cute as a plush doll. And Natsu snaps, I don't want anything to do with being cute. But Haku readies his attack. Plush doll, go! And just like that, Natsu is turned into another doll. Yeah! Lucy calls Natsu! And Happy as well. Ah! Happy! So we see, that's just it. I mean, at least they can still move, so there can still be a fight. But Happy and, just like that, Happy, Natsu, Lucy, all of them are plush dolls now. Natsu snaps, you fucking bastard! And Happy goes on, wah! Both Natsu and I have been turned into plush dolls too! And Haku beams. They are cute, as I expected. The Neko-san was cute to begin with, though. But we see Natsu tries to pick himself up. And he, wobbles, and he stands for a sec, and then falls right back over. Yeah! And Haku teases, when you're a plush doll, you need some tricks just to stand up. And Natsu fumes, don't take me lightly, you brat! Fire dragon! But Haku stops him. You should stay away from fire magic. Plush dolls burn up instantly. Okay. That is quite the conundrum for Natsu. That sort of seals away all of his magic, which is nice. It makes Natsu sort of have to like think, or at least let Lucy take the spotlight here. But Lucy pieces together from what Haku says. Does that mean magic can be used, even as plush dolls? And she picks up a little plush celestial spirit key. Open, Gate of the Maiden, Virgo! And Virgo appears herself a plush doll. My question is, would that apply to any and all magic, or just summoning magic like this? I don't know. But Virgo, who is herself a plush doll, asks, did you call for me, princess? And Lucy reacts, come on! And Natsu and Happy are just sort of concerned now. Haku beams, wow, there are more plush dolls! Huh? How did you do it? How cute! And Lucy tells Virgo, Virgo, you should be able to use magic. Dig a hole! But Virgo can't. Because as you'll recall from last chapter, we learned that the walls can't be broken or else there'd be no point to the labyrinth. It seems like that's going on with the floor here too. This floor seems to be protected with some sort of special magic. It appears there is absolutely no way to dig a hole. I do love the visual of Virgo trying to dig with her little plush arms. And Lucy's just sort of shocked. What? And Virgo falls over. This is punishment. I wonder if I'll be stabbed here and there with marking pins. On Haku, we have this angle on Haku that looks like something straight from Virgo. As I said earlier, neither the walls nor the floors in this labyrinth can be broken, no matter what. And then Haku just beams again. He's very, very easygoing. I tend to think that the person who made this labyrinth wants us to enjoy it. And with that, we cut away to Suzaku, who is just wandering the labyrinth, searching for the heart, I suppose. He looks around, I am astray. And he points to this he finds the symbol on the wall. This symbol. I had placed it here just before. Peculiar. Hath I returned to the same place then? 'Tis true. And he runs off. I must take this path next. Wait, no. I remember this place as well. Is these getting lost a Suzaku trait, or is that just the maze is fucked up? Because if it is a Suzaku trait, that might be a roundabout kind of Zoro reference, as they're both Japanese-style swordsmen who get lost a lot. I don't know. Anyway, elsewhere in the cave, in the labyrinth, Wendy and Lily are running for their lives. Kya! Hurry, Wendy! And they're running from this giant boulder, Indiana Jones style. And the floor gives way to a pit of spikes. The floor! But I guess they jump over it. And then the ceiling crashes down behind them. The ceiling! The walls, and the walls are now crushing in. It's all very... It has this sort of, Indiana Jones style exploration vibe, this whole scene. And Lily looks around. What's going on here? But Wendy notes at least there aren't any monsters. And then Lily sees something behind them and calls, Wendy! And Wendy looks back shocked. We see something. Okay. So there's some kind of... They look vaguely like animals, but made of some kind of magic technology, is my best description of them. There's runes, but they also look kind of mechanical. I don't know. Wendy's shocked. Monsters? And we see Urza and Gray are also having their problems with the monsters, so they're just sort of beating them up. Urza notes, they said there was only Diabolos inside the labyrinth. And Gray, what the hell's with the monsters? And we cut to Carla and Gajiel. Carla's in her human form. Could it be the dead dragon didn't just create the labyrinth, but the monsters as well? Gajiel doesn't really care. I also am not sure Gajiel knows about the dead dragon yet, as all of that exposition was done on Elisaria's back. He also just doesn't really give a damn. Who cares? Just thrash him! We see Kiria also, who sort of looks kind of exhausted. And she's herself surrounded by more of these monsters. And the naval woman comes up behind her. What's wrong, Kiria? Are you afraid? Misaki is her name. Because Kiria says, Misaki-ne-san. It's not like that. They're just a pain in the ass. Misaki acknowledges that. True, you have a point. These are no ordinary monsters. They are made from the same material as the floors and walls of this labyrinth. Does that mean they can't be broken in the same way the floors and walls can't? Kiria asks that same question. So you're saying my attacks don't work? She does still bash one on the head though. Misaki points out, while they are the same material, they appear to have a core that allows their bodies to move. And she activates some kind of magic. She picks up the monster Kirin is sort of shocked, oh, and pulls it apart, revealing that center core. Misaki notes, there it is, and Kirin goes on the attack. That's my Misaki-ne-san! And she chops the thing in half, sending the core plummeting to the ground. And then we come back to Haku. And Haku is sort of kind of pittering, even though you're all cute stuffed animals now, the truth is we're kind of enemies. And Natsu snaps, don't give me that, the truth is! So I'm real sorry, but it's time to say bye-bye. And that sort of shocks, Happy and Lucy get kind of nervous now. Lucy asks, what are you gonna do? Happy as well, this is bad, especially when we're like this. And Haku pulls something out from his cloak. And I just caught this little fella too. He's cute, but ferocious. And it's a plush doll version of the golem, of the monsters. I'm not sure what it will do in its plush doll form. Especially what it will do that the plush doll characters won't be able to do against it. Like, it shouldn't have the unbreakable qualities of the stone now, should it? I don't know. Natsu reacts, what is that thing? And Lucy notes, I guess it looks a little cute. Happy is not pleased with this situation. A dog? Haku waves them goodbye. See ya! And the monster chases after them. Whoa! That's not really a woofing sound, but okay. The trio runs. Run for it! Eek! Happy's just anything but dogs! And as the dog chases them, Haku looks after them. I've just beaten 2 of them. I wonder if they'll praise me later. Does that count? Are Happy and are Natsu and Lucy just out of the match now? That's definitely unexpected, though I'm not sure that will actually stick. But we cut to outside the Labyrinth with with Celine and the Crow, whose name might be like Tokatsu or something. Am I right there? I might be wrong there. Just Katsu. Katsu's a spell. I don't know. Who is that guy? What is the Crow's name? I'm probably wasting people's time, I know. But I just don't know. I don't know what his name is. Why can't I remember his name? Let me see if I can... No, I'm not gonna... It doesn't matter what the Crow's name is. Let's just go on. So 2 have dropped out? Well, I wouldn't say they're completely out of the game. Celine goes on. Should I treat this as a temporary dropout? Alright, so we're acknowledging that, like, Natsu and Lucy aren't down yet. And the Crow reacts, this makes 5 against 7. But Celine counters, no, that's not all. And the Crow looks at the screen shocked. And we see Skullion and Madmole already beat to hell. This is going to be Laxus. Laxus and someone. Whoa, what incredible strength. Madmole, I admit defeat. Oh no, it's just Laxus. It's just Laxus on his own. Beats the hell out of the 2 of them. Celine notes, it's 5 against 5. The Crow, eek! How did he? Laxus Dreyer, a contender for Fairy Tail's strongest member. And she holds up her little sake dish. This truly is interesting. And someone approaches Laxus, and it's the Coffin Guy. Now the 2 contenders for the strongest will collide. Coffin Guy, whose name, we are told back in 92, is, I know where this scene is Kirin. So it's Kirin versus Laxus. Kirin, by the way, is the yellow dragon, which would fit Laxus's lightning theme. Looking back at that chapter, Hikage is the Crow's name. That's my bad. Anyway, that's what's going on next. I'm always down for a Laxus fight. I don't know enough about Kirin at all to see what exactly his style is, what kind of magic Laxus is up against. He has that coffin. And he sort of has this vibe. It feels like a sort of kooky mortician type is the vibe I get off him. What with the coffin and the top hat and the sort of cloak all sort of lends itself to that. I don't know. I'm excited for that. I'm curious how it's going to play out. I genuinely have no idea, given that I just don't know. Like, so far, for the most part, their titles, the Dragon Slayer Knights have very little to do with their magic. Like, Suzaku is Vermilion, but he's like has like a sword dragon. Haku is the white tiger, but he's this he has Plush Doll powers, which, like, what kind of dragon does that is what I want to know. I want to meet the Plush Dragon. He sounds fun, if he wasn't dead. Misaki has, I don't know, maybe like some kind of gravity powers. The way she sort of floats up the monster might be some kind of gravity power. And we know Mashima likes his gravity powers with Shiki. So maybe it's that. But I have no idea what it could be for Kirin. Some kind of death-based power. He is, as Celine notes, a contender for the strongest. So again, it could be interesting. We'll see how it all plays out. I mean, let's talk about Skullion and Madmole real fast. I am a little shocked at how fast they went down. Given, like, this is the point. This feels like a climax to Diabolos' role in the whole story. So this feels like it might actually be the end of Diabolos here, possibly. And I'm a little shocked to see, two characters who've been with us from the very beginning in the fight, are antagonists from the very beginning of Diabolos, just going out like that. I mean, they've had plenty of fights, and it does just show how strong Laxus is. And I'm glad it wasn't Kiria, who has much more of a connection with any of our protagonists, specifically Urza, than any of her comrades did. So I'm glad it's those two and, like, not Kiria, if some members have to get cut down real fast. But it is a little shocking to see them down like that. Of course it is Laxus. That makes the most sense. But yeah, let's look at the rest of the chapter, though. That's a lot on those last 3 or 4 pages. There's still a lot here, specifically with the Plush Dolls. And I just don't know how we come back from, like, what do we do here? I'm not quite sure. Like, we don't know enough about the Plush Doll magic to know how to undo it. I mean, I imagine Lucy might have had better luck with any other spirit besides Virgo. Like, if she had summoned really anyone. Like, Cancer might have been a good choice. Maybe Scorpio. I don't know. Virgo was just a bit of bad luck. We still don't really know what exactly Plush Doll's magic is. Is it a weaker form? I don't know. Again, a lot of questions there. And I don't really know how to even think up an answer. The monsters are, I don't know. I don't have much of a thought on the monsters. They're just kind of there, I guess, to give more people stuff to do before they start fighting each other. I don't know. They all feel, besides the plush one chasing Natsu, Lucy, and Happy, the monsters just seem kind of superfluous. Like, it's all just an excuse to give us a hint of Misaki's powers. It's as close as I can get. Which, actually, I'm gonna make a slightly different theory as to what her powers are. I'm not, even more so than some of the other dragons, I have no idea how they will make this a dragon. But looking at her eyes, the way it sort of pulled apart her iris and the rest of her eye, with that sort of cross motif, it pulls apart the quadrants of her eye, and she pulls apart the monster. Maybe that's a connection. I don't know. I'm kind of just guessing there. But yeah, a lot of this chapter is just more setup. The one thing that really isn't set up is that bit with the plush dolls, and I just don't really know how that's going to play out. I have no idea how to fix that, how to undo that. Though it surely will be. Even Celine acknowledges it's much more temporary dropout. But then yeah, Laxus versus Kirin seems to be next week, or 2 weeks from now, and I'm sure that'll be fun. I'm excited for it, even if we just don't know anything at all about Kirin to have a context as to how this fight will go. I'm hoping it'll be a good time. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you'll enjoy the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe. Do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!